with Marcus and Jessica Trufant.
Dun 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 dun. Episode 20 of Truly Unruly. We reached the milestone. Trufant, what's good?
Yes. What's good, Kale? What's good, man?
Nothing much, man. Feeling good. It was a nice sunny day in Seattle today.
I have my sunny outfit on. I wore this specifically for the sunshine that we brought back from Arizona. You're welcome.
I wore shorts the other day. Big mistake. It was
when we got here, it was sunny.
Sun was out, man. I went with the polo and like the short shorts, no socks. Got outside and the air hit me. I was like, damn.
I did the exact same thing.
Freezing cold.
It was like,
yeah.
Because the sun was out, I was like, ooh, but then you go outside, it was like 58 degrees.
You know what? That's true Seattleites for you, though.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
As soon as we see it and the temp rises a bit, sandals, flip-flops, booty shorts, crop tops. Oh, well, crop tops are year-round now. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah, all of it. So, you guys, I wanted to talk to you guys and get you guys' advice on something. This really cool article I found online, and it's about signs that your relationship is emotionally draining. What's that face for, Jess?
I'm just saying, I know all the guys, what guys say. It's not like that. But let me explain. Emotionally draining. Right there. Okay, go.
Hey, man, look.
There's a lot that
Let me
goes
explain.
into
Oh,
it.
no, baby. Wait. Emotionally draining.
And that's surface. So let's go deep, Kale.
That is deep.
Let's take a deep dive and
All right,
really
you guys
get to
ready?
the
Here
root
we
of
go.
this.
All right, so there's 5 signs. Here's the first sign. You are constantly worried about their issues. So this lady, Dr. Tricia Wallane, a clinical psychologist and author, said that people tend to feel emotionally drained when they start worrying about fixing their partner's issues more than caring for their own well-being. And she says this quote, she goes, "Their issues become our issues and we want to fix them," she says.
Yeah.
I think it's a fine line between being overconsumed with one partner's issues and your spouse or your boyfriend, girlfriend wanting to help and wanting to assist, but you have to take care of yourself as well, because you can't be that person to your spouse that may be struggling if you don't take care of yourself.
Right.
Easier said than done. And I know it happens all the time. And if you hold it in, then you end up having these blow ups and fights and different stuff, or you do crazy stuff in the relationship, in life. If you and me were talking about off camera that there's these NFL guys that go through different things and dealing with depression. I can only imagine what the spouses go through.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? It's a really fine line.
Yeah. And I think when you start putting, your, like you said, your self-care and just basic things to the side to tend to your partner, it can be emotionally draining. Yeah.
And I think too, they have to definitely make sure that the partner isn't toxic in the first place, because there's some people that love sulking in the muck, and they don't even want to get better, or even like take the first step to try.
Right.
And they rather just complain and just and they almost want to pull you down into that
misery loves company.
Yeah.
I can pull you down.
Right.
Right. On the flip side.
Oh God. So it's a flip side.
On the flip side,
on the more positive side,
there is people that of course there's those people that sulk and they might be toxic, but some people thrive on that. I'm not
so gross
in a relationship unless it's nasty and we're going back and forth and we're fighting and there's always some drama.
But that's
some
all
people,
you know
I know, but some people thrive in that, and that's where they think they want to be. But I don't think that's a good place. That's not a good place for us. We try to talk through our stuff. Of course, we have our fallouts and we do our thing, but there has to be a foundation of love, genuine care. I mean, wanting the best for your partner. So that's where it starts. I mean, it gets nasty. Things are said. And
what are you talking
sometimes
about?
Not fighting fair can be a thing.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Don't hit me below the belt.
Yeah.
Because I don't.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the only way to get a reaction. Is
Not
to
true.
hit you below the belt.
Yeah, but just that I think I've asked you this once before.
We went over this.
But is that's talking that's talking at him though instead of to him. So the thing is like when you talk at the person, you're not necessarily probably going to get the positive reaction you would get if you were talking to them, right?
Right. I just want a reaction. Is that bad?
You're such a girl.
I know.
That's a total girl thing.
What? I just want a reaction. So
I want you to be calm. I want you to be understanding, but then I want you to be
poke the bear.
Yeah.
crazy. I want you to show all this emotion and all that. So it's a fine line.
There's nothing wrong
and,
with showing
everything's a dance. I always go back to that. Everything's a,
right.
slow grind. Everything's a slow grind.
Two-step for sure.
A two-step. So you got to be in sync.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the next one is you don't feel like being affectionate towards them. Now, it says, if someone consistently belittles and controls you and ignores your emotional needs, it's possible that spark that once made you fall in love with them will fade away. Caroline Madden, she's a PhD, licensed marriage and family therapist, says these relationships can suck the life out of you, which cause many to lose interest in being physical, affectionate with your partner.
That makes
Complete
sense.
Yeah.
It does make sense when somebody is consistently, bringing you down and coming at you and doing all these things. There comes a point where you're like, what am I even doing? Why am I even here? And you can make the decision to leave, but a lot of the time you stay, and then it ends up turning into something different sometimes, as in stepping out to get affection from somebody else.
You're going to look for it somewhere else if you're not getting it at home. Right.
Right. If you're not getting that, what you need, and you're not being emotionally fulfilled, you might step outside.
Right. And from a man's point of view, sometimes we are stupid and we're blind to what we may think we're doing correct, or the energy we may think we're giving out, but it's not enough. So I can appreciate, I may not want to hear it all the time, but if I'm falling short in a certain area, or Jess comes to me and it's like, okay, I need more of this. And I'm like, what? I thought I was doing this. I'm doing the best that I can. I'm in this place. I thought we're
learning
good. But
all the time.
To be open and to be able to take that gut punch and be like, okay, maybe I need to do this, or maybe I need to look at it this way. Easier said than done, just like I said, but being open to your partner's demands. And that goes both ways, though. If I come to Jess and be like, okay, I don't like the way you're talking to me. You make me feel this way. You don't want me talking to you that way, so don't do it to me, because if I do it, it's going to be back and forth, and I mean, it's not going to be a good thing.
Right.
Is this what the question was about?
I think so.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay.
Just let my man pour his heart out. It's
I'm like,
Yeah, Jessica, I didn't like when you cut me off and you didn't let me finish my thought.
I did. You took a breath and I came in.
Do you guys think though, like, I don't know, when you fall out of wanting to be affectionate with someone, it's almost like, I think a part of that too is like you lose attraction to that person, or at least you lose sexual attraction to that person.
Time to go.
I was gonna say, can you come back from that?
I don't think you can get that back. I really don't. Do you think you can get that back? How do you get, or maybe
I
you
don't
get
know.
it back by that person changing. And, sometimes you have to, like you said, help yourself, do things to fix yourself and grow within yourself. And maybe that makes you more attractive. But then there are some circumstances where you're just fed up. You're just done.
I think you can come back, though. I do.
Yeah, like
oh God, you're just way too optimistic. I can't.
I could see
we're different. Half empty, I'm half full, and
why do I got to be half empty?
You just made it clear now that
whatever.
I don't know, man. Like, if I were to falling like sexually, like out of touch and just like
that's
not
a dark place.
Dude, yeah. I don't know if I can go back.
That is a dark place.
That's a super dark place.
I can't even imagine.
Me too. Like I don't think I could come back.
You've got to have that.
I don't.
People go through it all the time.
You've got to have that.
And you work,
attraction.
and you come home and you don't even talk to your wife or your husband.
But here's the thing, True. I think people go through that like get to a place where they settle or they have a bunch of kids and they're like, well, you know what? This is my life.
Cheaper to keep.
And then as soon as the kids leave, you're like,
and then you get the
split.
divorce. Right.
Exactly. So like, yeah, I don't, because I remember having friends like that I like grew up with, and like I go spend a night at their house or whatever, and like dad sleep downstairs and mom and I like, and every time I'd go over there, like it was like that, and I'm like, yo, like your parents just, I'm like, nah, they just, and like
it's just different. Yeah,
and like you got kids growing up around that and watching that, and I'm seeing this like in like 5th grade, and I'm like, yo, there's something here that ain't right.
And then it's like a learned behavior. You see that, and then you do the same thing in your relationship. So
yeah, I really don't think you can come back from that. I mean, unless you really,
you got to put the work in. You got to go see somebody. You got to talk to a professional or do something. Yeah, a third party. Yeah,
they need to work on themselves because maybe you're not attracted to the person anymore, like we were talking about, because they're a fucking buzzkill, right?
And then the other one can feel the energy, so it's just like this thing, and you just start to drift further and further apart.
And then the worst is, I would think, is, okay, you guys are having these feelings, and then one person decides, all right, I'm gonna extend the olive branch, and then you try to go, and they're just like, it's like, it's like, damn. Yeah, especially like as a dude. Imagine being like a dude, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna go lay next to her and just, tell her, whatever that thing we used to do.
What you doing up here? What
do you want?
Bruised ego. It's so hard.
It's tough for guys. It's tough for guys.
It's tough for women.
You guys handle stuff a lot better than we do.
Here's the thing though, as a dude, having like your wife or girlfriend, like, or a fiance, someone that you've been with for a substantial amount of time, let's say especially your wife.
Okay, well that's the reason why you're rejecting. We've been together for a substantial amount of time, and I don't want to do it. Get.
I mean, I think that could be a couple. That could be a bunch of different things.
Right.
It could be that. It could be, the person fucked up, and it's like, I don't know if I can trust you again. All that type of shit.
I'm just talking about just being a mom and just days and kids and
that's true too.
Tired and don't even slide near me.
So what you're saying, Jess?
Well, you know what it is, because every time you slide near me, I know what it's not just to just cuddle me I know what's up. So I immediately have to kick my leg like full length across.
No one can
back it up.
No one can predict the future, and we've already had this conversation. How do you know I just don't want to cuddle? I just want to check in, right?
I don't know, ladies.
But what I was saying was,
what guy just wants to
Are you guys
cuddle?
spooners? Do you guys cuddle? Are you spooners? Like at this point in your marriage now, like is spooning and cuddling like out the window?
Not really a thing.
No, it's because like I said, if you're cuddling, I know what's going on.
Do you guys cuddle after sex?
Get it? No,
I don't think most people do.
You go back to your respective corners.
Too hot.
It's so sweaty, right? No. I think that's most people, though.
Right.
Like, that's most people, though, for sure.
No, but you see it on TV and in the movies, and people are like, "Oh, that's what I want." That's
your
not
arm
reality.
goes dead if you're like gonna lay under your wife the whole time.
It's uncomfortable. You're trying to figure out how to.
I got bad back and joints. And
I mean, people show in the movies like having sex on the beach is some sexy thing. No one wants sand in their ass, right?
Nobody wants sand in their vag. I'm just saying. But no, sometimes he'll come over and he'll rub my back for me, and stuff like that. And he could.
But let's say like laying up on the couch watching a movie. Like, is it cuddle time then, or is
on
it
the couch? We don't.
Not really like that. Maybe if you put your foot up here or something like that, but nothing.
Feet on each other, or I'll put my feet on him, and he'll rub my leg and stuff like that. But we don't lay on the couch and watch movies.
I got bad joints, bad nerves and shit. I got nerve pain in my legs.
We Netflix and chill.
But
in the bed.
But I wanted to say just a quick comeback to your woman. Wife with the kids and the day's been long and all that kind of stuff.
You don't care.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that gives you free pass to disregard your husband is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Just sometimes.
All right.
Just sometimes. Not all the time. Just sometimes.
I agree, but yeah, I just wanted to see what your response would be.
Can we get a break?
Sure.
Like a literal break? Everything?
It's the Trump card. It's the Trump card, man. Like you can't even argue, fight with that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Guys don't need a break for some reason. I don't understand it. I need a break.
Okay, you guys ready for the next one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. The next sign. Excuse me. And this one is actually my favorite one because I have had friends in this situation that are married, and they've asked me like, dude, what do I do? And I'm like, you married him. You feel like you can't be yourself around them.
Ooh, that's
never a good sign if you feel uncomfortable expressing your opinions in certain topics or sharing your feelings with your partner. Whether you're trying to avoid an argument or protect their feelings, hiding the truth is generally never a good idea in the long run. Even if it prevents an explosive fight from happening in the moment, over time you will likely become unsatisfied and resentful of suppressing who you are just to please them.
Well,
that's tough.
I've seen that before.
I've seen it too. And my thing is when you start dating somebody, unless you get married within 2 weeks of knowing them, you kind of know who that person is. You see that person for who they are, you know it, and that person might try to change and do things to please you, but you can only be somebody else for so long.
Right.
And you revert back to who you were. And then that person might not like it, and then it causes tension, and then it's done.
I think people, and this goes for men and women, wear a mask the first year and a half of a relationship.
Exactly. That's, it just really depends. And if you get with somebody that is just dominant and just makes you feel a certain way and I'm going to elevate you and do this, and you have to suppress who you really are and maybe at that point you want to be somebody else, right?
Right.
And like I said, eventually all things come to light.
Or you want to be somebody else because you think that's what that person
wants.
Right.
Wants you to be, and you really want the relationship.
You want to please them. You want to do what they want you to do and be who they want you to be.
That's short term, though. And
it's short term.
Short term.
And it goes downhill pretty fast.
But then, on the positive side of it, on the flip side, we've changed and we've grown from who we were when we first were dating. So
right, but we're different.
I know, but I'm just saying.
We're a unique situation.
So you could kind of start off as this person, kind of work through it together, if possible. It doesn't happen all the time, but it can happen. So you start off as being this type of person, and then you mold into this.
It can happen. You guys can grow together. You guys can change together. You can have a partner that doesn't judge you or make you feel a certain type of way to where you can't express yourself and be who you really are. So yeah, that can happen. And the other can happen as well.
Well, I've seen relationships where a person has been with someone and the person was kind of just putting up with who the person was and thought that they would change, and they never did.
Or they thought they could deal with it. Yeah,
right.
You can't.
And I've seen that situation.
And then they blow up, right?
Yeah.
When somebody shows you who they are,
right?
Believe it.
Well, I mean, you guys did kind of go through that in your relationship because remember, she cleaned your refrigerator.
Wait a minute. Oh,
and then all of a sudden she flipped the script.
Yeah,
so I didn't flip no damn script. He wasn't even cleaning his own refrigerator. So what I did
I was a bachelor. I'm not supposed to clean my refrigerator.
I was leveling him up, and then I was like, well, wait a minute. Why am I doing this? I'm not doing this. Yeah, right. Friends are coming over and breaking your glasses and busting heads on tables. Why the fuck am I?
People were busting heads on tables?
Sometimes it got a little rowdy after the club and stuff.
Is that like when the linemen showed up?
Something like that.
Yeah. Start breaking stuff. That's funny.
So yeah, why do I need to clean your refrigerator out anymore? Right. I don't.
What was the other situation that you felt like that you just let your hair down and you started being the real you? I don't know if you remember.
What are you talking about?
There's another time.
What time?
You remember? Clearly.
I do remember.
Are you talking about when I stood in the front of?
Yeah.
What happened?
So we've been talking, and we've been buddies for a while, and I would come to his house, and so sometimes you got to be who you are. You've got to break the ice, and we can talk about this because I know there's people who still do not do this in front of their partner, and it's very strange. And so one day we're laying in the bed together, and I get up and I go to the front of the room, and I'm like, I just have to do this, and I farted.
She farted for the first time?
Baritone bass, though, I think, for a little bit.
I had to do it.
3 to 5 seconds.
I have been holding it for so long, and I'm like, if we're going to be together, this is part of me.
And I was like, that's the one. That is the one. That's the one. And then she let the floodgates out, so I started pooting, and and now
I'm just disgusted and disturbed. I'll
be grabbing the kids.
You're trying to hold me down, and I'm like, this is not a part of the
Dutch
deal.
oven? You put the blanket over the head?
He doesn't even realize he's Dutch ovening.
But
he
again,
will pass gas, and then within 5 seconds, he adjusts the blanket. And I'm like, if you don't lock that in right now.
Hey, man, that's love, though. That's being open.
That is love.
Being you, not being uptight.
I know people that have never farted in front of
that's
and it's
true.
been years.
Really?
You'd be surprised, bro.
Really? You got it. I mean, after a while.
You gotta let it.
Yeah, after a while, like, you're not going to be able to just.
And sometimes it's accidental. So what do you do?
Oops.
Like,
yeah.
Who did that?
That is
just
funny.
The two of us. Who did it?
That's great.
So yeah, thanks.
Great
for that.
memory.
Yeah,
That's a great memory for that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. All right, here's the next sign. Here we go. You crave your alone time. Although spending time apart is often necessary for a healthy relationship, having a frequent desire to be away from your partner can indicate that you're trying to escape from them. Well, my thing is, then why are you even there in the first place?
Because
if you're just always trying to run and like, I don't want to be.
For the very topics we've been talking about.
That's true. That's true. I had a buddy one time tell me, he was describing a job to me, and he was like, I hate the job, but it's like a girlfriend that you don't like, but pays rent, And for some reason, this
sometimes
reminds me of that,
Yep.
Like,
so sometimes it's just like, what am I going to do? So I'll just take as much alone time as I can and stay away as much as possible. And hey,
sometimes that works for some people though, and they come back
stronger,
refreshed.
I feel like they come back as strangers.
That too, but I grew up and I come from my parents who are always like this everywhere.
What kind of alone time are we talking about? Like leaving the house for hours and hours?
Or going on trips or doing
like
stuff
going on
with the
trips
guys.
And stuff. It's like, I'm always.
All the time, though.
All the time, though.
All the time. It's okay to do stuff.
It's very healthy for a guy to go and have his time and for a woman to go have their time.
Right.
I'm not, but like doing it like all the time.
That's
it's like,
what I'm saying.
You should enjoy the.
What are you doing?
You need to enjoy being around your family
or you
and
should.
your spouse.
Yeah.
Or just don't be
it. What are you doing when you're gone?
I don't know.
Having more fun than you're having when you're at the house.
Time to go. Okay, so back to your parents, because.
Oh, yeah. I just say I come from my parents. They did everything together. So that's what I saw on a regular basis. And that's kind of where I'm at.
We are.
With it. And we have a lot of fun together. You know what I'm saying? So it's a plus and it works. But like I said, it's for us, but it's not for everybody. So I don't think it's right for us to sit up here and say that you have to do everything with your spouse. Some people need that, and that works for them, and they come back.
We get that space.
Yeah, so
we do get that space, but we enjoy each other's company. Mm-hmm. So we want to be around each other. We're like joined at the hip. You kind of don't see one without the other.
Yeah.
And when you do, it's like, where's your other half? Like, what's going on? So yeah, we want to spend a lot of time.
And that's even
together.
if we're going through a thing, then we still kind of can go out to dinner, or we can go to
and just argue in the car
a party,
on the way back,
or just be silent. And then there's a, So,
how do you guys deal with awkward silence in your relationship? Because everyone deals with it different, especially like coming out of the back end of like an argument.
Right.
Like, how do you guys manage that?
Well, I don't know. It just.
Ask
do you
weird
just
questions.
take time away from each other, like just space?
Yeah. We'll take.
I don't like the space though. I'm a guy that kind of likes to force the issue.
You're right now.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's fix it. Let's fix it.
Yeah.
Which isn't always good though. Space is good.
You've got it.
Sometimes.
Give me 10-second rule.
Yeah. Clear heads always prevail for sure.
Because I'm going to come back and hit below.
Yep. But I ask awkward questions about the kids. You gonna take the kids to cheer, or you gonna cook? But it's on purpose though, because that's the only way
They'll get a response from you.
that I could get a response.
Really, Marcus? That's like real life stuff. Though.
I know,
Are you
but
going to take the kids? That's an actual question.
Something like that though is what I'm saying. I use that to kind of meander back in to the conversation.
And
I don't break silence.
You're just like,
I don't break silence.
You just don't say anything.
I'm steadfast in my silence.
I don't have
Petty.
that skill.
So petty.
Petty Betty.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Okay. Here's the next one. The last one. Your relationship is interfering with other areas of your life. Most people are capable of keeping their relationships separate from other parts of their lives. However, when you're with someone who needs constant attention and reassurance, and it can distract you from being the best version of yourself as an individual.
Yeah, and that goes back to the very first question. Mm-hmm. When you start, not being able to do the things you want to do, and you're constantly worried about your partner and all that kind of stuff, that's emotionally draining.
Yeah.
So, don't let... What?
I was gonna say I might have a different take on this one. I might have. So your relationship is interfering with you being the best you.
You should be the best you in your relationship. Okay, go.
Right. Yeah. So the life and the things that you do, it should all kind of evolve around each other. I understand that you got to pivot and you got to do some things. For the sake of the family, maybe, but the relationship should be one of the top priorities, I feel like. So you kind of move in and around that. So you got to prioritize.
Gosh, you're a saint.
Hater. Nah.
Petty Betty.
But yeah, so.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It should be all about the relationship. Like,
but that's where it starts.
It's God. It's husband and wife. Is it your kids next?
I think so.
Okay. Kids, and then purses.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, so it should be like that. But maybe people
that's in
aren't
a perfect
as
world,
seasoned as some people, and it just means
not even that. There's stressors that may put things out of balance at times.
There is, but when you have a good foundation and you're flexible,
that's true,
and you can work through those things and overcome them together, it makes you that much more
stress. They talk about finances and everything else that comes with that. That brings a lot of stress and worry and unhappiness. So things can get out of whack in a hurry.
I think in some relationships though, like some people just, I think I might be like a subconscious thing, feel like their significant other just doesn't have their back. And so like, they bring this like baggage to the table, and this other person ends up having to try to like carry your baggage. Right. And it's like, hold on, I did not sign up for this.
Right. Stress and what's the word I'm looking for? Lack of confidence in the relationship, or what?
Insecurities.
Insecurities,
yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which can be caused by the man in a lot of situations, which brings it on to the wife, and then it's
or vice versa.
I know, yeah, both,
or vice versa,
yeah,
right, or vice versa. So
has there ever been in you guys' relationship, or I should ask, like maybe the early part of your relationship, because you guys have said like over time you guys have pretty much got to know each other in like the first, like, was it 4 years? You're kind of like learning each other.
Nope.
3?
It took longer than that.
Longer than that?
Oh, yeah.
So were there any points at all where you guys' relationship kind of maybe felt a little emotionally draining, where you're like, like, damn, this is...
yeah, on both ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. But that's in any relationship. We've been through the trials. We've been through the ups and downs. And we were lucky enough that we got through that, and it helped us grow into where we're at now.
That's key.
That's why I keep going back to saying that it can be done, but it's not easy. It's never perfect. It's never perfect. And
you got to put in the work.
Right.
And it really is like the foundation and the communication and the openness and being able to be vulnerable, being able to be yourself. All of those things make a relationship work. There are going to be times where maybe a partner does have to carry their partner's emotions and whatever on their back, but it's reciprocated.
Right.
And so...
favor for a favor, right? Not like that. See what I'm saying? I can't even...
She went there. I got
I'm
you.
not even in the gutter. I'm not in the gutter. You're in the gutter.
I'm sorry, because
She did immediately go there.
A favor for a but
I carry you and then you carry me. That's a favor for a favor, right?
Right. But it's it's like that. It's a balance, and no relationship is perfect. There's gonna be good times, there's gonna be bad times, there's gonna be times where it's like, I don't even like you, but I love you.
Right.
And I wanna make it work. And
so that's heavy. I gotta make a shirt out of that.
I don't like you, but I don't like you. But
I love you. Yeah.
And
I like that.
I think it comes to a point where when you don't like the person, when you don't like who they are, when you're not attracted to the person, there's like a combo of things. When all these things add up,
it starts to snowball.
It's time to go. And every relationship doesn't have to work. Everybody that's married, it doesn't have to last forever. Shit happens.
Yeah, but
people change.
Yeah, but the thing, Jess, is
it's a society thing.
No, we can wrap up on this, but people get to a certain age where they just don't want to be alone.
That too.
And so they're willing to put up with whatever because they just don't want to be by themselves.
Well, then you don't. Well, I guess it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. And it's about your happiness. And if you are unhappy in a relationship and you are unhappy,
yeah,
get out of it.
Well, also too, like, you have people, like I said, that don't want to be alone, but I think that goes back to a self-love thing, where it's like, if you can't be by yourself and you don't love yourself enough just to be content with yourself, how the hell are you going to be able to even love somebody else?
That's
right.
true.
And so, you don't know people's background and what they've been through and what they've been raised and what they've witnessed.
Exactly.
And,
so when they finally get something like some type of relationship and they get in it, they just kind of just hold on to whatever it is that they have because it's, well, they like me, or they put up with me, or, they may put me through some shit, but I'm not by myself.
I don't want to be by myself.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I would just say the grass isn't always greener.
Right?
And the grass isn't always greener. It's a fine line. So it's even tough to have this conversation because nothing is black and white.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's tough to leave somebody. I mean, in a marriage, I would think it would be. That's tough to leave and start over and do all that. Well, then you never know.
Yeah, because and that's the crazy thing. We can all agree with this about marriage. Is like with marriage, like it's not like dating. You can't just like break up.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, you can.
You got there's legal paperwork.
Well, there's legal paperwork,
that's what I'm
and
saying.
You have to consider your kids. But if you stay in a marriage for your kids and it's a tumultuous marriage,
a drain for you.
Come on now.
I had a good friend of mine tell me that he was like, he had talked to his aunt, and his aunt was like, if you stay in this unhappy marriage that he was in for the kids, she's like, you are going to be miserable. She goes, that's the reason why I stayed with your uncle for as long as I did, was for the kids. And she goes, I was miserable.
And life is so short. How do you gain that period? And like I said, people work on it. Couples therapy, marriage counseling, all that kind of. There is ways to resolve, come back, whatever.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Life is short.
All about happiness.
And when you waste 10, 20, 30 years of your life,
come on,
in a crap marriage or relationship. Yeah.
Well, this was good, you guys.
This was very good.
This was a great episode 20. It was very fruitful.
Yes.
Very good advice.
I think
it was good. Another one in the can. Word.
Hey, truly unruly.
Truly unruly. You know you can watch us and subscribe on YouTube on Marcus Trufant's page. You can listen to us on Spotify. Apple. A bunch of other podcasting streaming platforms. We're on like all of them now. We're about to be on TuneIn soon, so you can get on Alexa and be like, Alexa, I want to listen to Truly Unruly.
Oh, that's really cool.
And you can listen to the podcast. So
I like it. I like it.
Like, subscribe, review, follow us on Instagram, Truly Unruly _podcast. Of course, follow Marcus _Trufant on IG, Fab5Mom, Jessica Trufant on IG, and I go by Media _Kales. I'm getting used to that now. Yeah.
I know it's not. Wasn't it radio?
It was Radio Kales.
Right.
But I've been telling people I'm retired.
Right. I was free now. I was free.
I'm moving on.
Free.
I really like your post from the other day too. I thought that was pretty solid.
Thank you. Thank you. It was from the heart. I just gave people backstory on my 14 years of radio and what I went through the last year. If you want to read it, go check it out on my Instagram page. But it's been a very smooth transition. I'm happy and stress-free.
Yep. There we go.
Word. All right. Till next time, y'all. Peace and love. Oh, yeah. Psych. Watch us Sundays on Converge. I always almost forget that. Converge. Converge Media.
Gotta shout that out. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Peace and love, y'all.